Welcome back to War Thunder and welcome aboard the Wyvern in realistic battles in the alternative history and also the A26B, the new added attacker for the Americans. Again, this is a double feature or rather a mixed match, and in the shape and form of the A26B-50, it is literally a mixed match on English shore. You know, England, we're over England, and we will see how it goes. So, the Wyvern. I went and wanted to go for bombers. This is why I have a 600 meters convergence with the stealth rounds, because there is also an AP round in it. You know, if you have to deal with bombers, engines, AP rounds, you know the drill. I see a Yer and a simple short burst and he's on flame. Surely this is my first kill and I will get him, right? And I ping him. Yes, he has a suffering of the cooling system. The problem is, Yers have diesel engines as far as I know, but it's Russian diesel, so it also gets extinct. Not like some of the, weird German tanks, because they explode like diesel does in the cylinder. Never mind. So, the pinging has stopped, so I don't get the kill, and the Typhoon is also not pursuing this year too. But he's not the priority. I wanted him, but I don't get him. At this point, I see a lot of enemy planes already up, and I turn around to climb and to probably re-engage him. I want to test the Wyvern a little bit. Haven't played it out too much. Unlike the A20G. It's not the A20G, A26B. I always mistake them. They are so similar in certain ways. Now, I first wanted to go for the right base, but I'm not quite sure how it was in terms of where exactly the base is, because I never have played this map from this side, and I, misdropped the first bombs, the second two bombs, they are hitting, but, that was a waste. That was a waste of bomb loads. That's completely up to me, that's my mistake. I screwed up. So, let's farm a little bit of ground units. And the A20G, I'm sorry, the A26B is perfectly suited for that. Overall, you have 14 12.7mm M2 Brownings, 6 of them in the wings and the rest of them nose mounted. In over, you have over 4,500 rounds of machine gun ammunition. For the Wyvern, it's a bit different. 4 Hispano Mark 5s in the wings with 1,200 rounds. And I just clip the LA5FN. I was infuriated at this point. However, it seems like he bailed out. Okay. And I turned around. What you see me here doing with the Wyvern is an absolute dumb gameplay. Don't do this at home. Okay? Don't try this. On the other hand, what should you do in a Wyvern? I mean, it was not the cheapest plane to get. And, I just want to make it work. And ground striking is always something that is nice up until one point. And this map is not the most ground striking friendly. I mean, there are light pillboxes can be taken out, whatever. So I tried to re-engage, the Yak-9T turns left into me, not a very good target, and there is this Yak-3 which is pursuing a Typhoon. I try some long range shooting, I have not just the ammunition but also the shell velocity for it, and I get some hits on the Yak-3. He does a little bit of evasive maneuver, I don't know what happened there. Now I get a hit into the cooling system, I spray a little bit around and I clip his wing, I rip him apart. And I save the Typhoon. He's not very happy about this, I guess, but this is how it goes. So, now let's get back to the A26B. Now I got it right. And there is a F8F going head on, so a little bit of evasive maneuver. A lot of people just can't deal with this type of simple maneuver, I found out. And the defensive gunners, well, not to the perfection that I'm used to with certain Japanese tanks. Did I just say tanks? I mean planes. I'm trolling myself today. Oh god. So that's the Bearcat, beer can, whatever you want to call it. I look on the radar and oh boy, there is a Do 335 coming in. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And I hammered the elevator. I hammered the elevator and I set him on fire. Now, usually you might think, it's a German plane, it will burn down. Yeah, but that's the one unique feature of the Do 335. It very often extinguishes the fire. And then has, the engine power to get back. 2 engines being there, they're literally able to get you back just on 1. So, then the Su-6 got shot down by a Bearcat. And I'm looking at the radar. This is a mixed match. It's really a lot of things going on. I'm not really used to what should go. And the Do 335 goes down. And of course, it's a kill assist. Thank you, Kia 87. That's so nice of you. I really didn't need the kill. Yeah, but then there is an ME410. And there is one thing about ME410s that we all really like. And this is how they react to 50 kills, especially their wings. Now, first of all, I have the precision, but also the volume of fire to make a lot of hits at 850 meters. And eventually saw down the wing. Back to the Wyvern. Now, here I want to go for a Yak 3 again. I know that I have a oil leak and I'm leaking also fuel, but at this moment I did not really care. And the Yak 9 is also coming in. So the Yak 3 is evading and I don't have the fine-tuning in the mouse on the flight model to correct my aim appropriately, so he was lucky. Also, I have a convergence of 600 meters. Normally I use 400 meters, but I just tried it out. So the Yak 9P is going into a head-on with somebody, and I spray wild, numerous hits, and no, it's not good enough. But I'm a bit more successful on the I-185. I turn around, and now I can see that the Yak 9 is going for me like the Yak 3, who is actually going for me. The I-185 goes down, but I don't manage to hit the Yak 9 piece. What a shame. And the Yak 3P as well. What to do? Turn fighting in a Wyvern? It's not the smartest thing to do. But then I spotted something. The Yak 3 is pulling away, a bit of long range shooting, no success sadly. And then I spot the Year 2 that I encountered earlier. Now let's make a break, back to the A26B. And I spotted on my way home to the airfield a Spitfire pursuing one of my teammates. There's also a Yak TAR 152 in the distance. Now, Spitfire is pursuing a Seafire. Arcade Plus. Hello, my old friend. I spray a little bit in order to try to, make him turn away from the Seafire. And I hit him once. And he uses this advantage to perfection and crashes, giving me the kill. Is that karma? For not getting the kill on the Do 335? You can see I'm not really complaining about this. Being first in team is always nice. But still it has... I'm wondering why I got this kill or why the Spitfire, turned around. Was he previously damaged? Did he lose control? Did he just screw up? I was really confused what to do here or what to think. Now, I have one engine leaking oil. That's a common thing with the A26 that, it receives engine damage very, very easily with just a few hits, and it's always the oil temperature or the oil that got a leak. So I see a P47. Now I spray him a little bit, hey, I know you there, and he uses tracers. P47M, an outstanding premium plane. And I hit him, set him on fire, and he does little to no damage to me. The left engine finally died. I'm on my approach, and he burns, and finally giving me my third kill of the match. And for a split second, I saw the B-29. And at this moment, I thought to myself, oh, they already can bomb the base. I'm on my final approach, and this is a good approach for landing, and one engine is already down. I'm not really confident in going through, so I tried to go sideways and get bombed, but I survived it. Those are big bombs from a B-29. They landed just a few meters in front of me, and I survived it. Oh boy, I'm not really complaining too much. Oh boy, that I survived that, and finally the base in the beginning that I misbombed slightly got destroyed. So let's go for the repair. Back to the Wyvern. I turn around for the air. I spray a little bit and I hit him, but it's not the killing blow that I can make. Was it pure shooting? Probably. And then the Yak-9P is behind me. A bit of defensive flying. He seems to have engine damage as well. He cannot really... Yeah, he has problems of its own. And I try to accelerate through. I still have the oil leak, but I still have good engine performance. I want the air. I want the air so badly. I just went for it blindly onto the airfield, and I eventually get the kill. Finally, 3 passes, 4th kill, and there is a Yak-9T coming in. And I get him. Oh, that's such a good feeling, getting the ace. And then there is a Yak-9P behind me. Now I have serious engine damage. You can see the temperature is massively falling. The engine now goes black, and I lose it. I flew with borrowed time after the engagement of the LA5FN. I could have gotten back to base, but I think 4 additional kills justified the death. What a shame. Now, after repairing, I started with the A26B-50 and went for the base. And this time I tried to finish both. So 4 1,000 pound bombs, the best bomb load. Yes, you could also research the rockets, but I was not really interested in rockets. I usually spade my planes in air realistic these days. And I also had a big problem with the A26C Invader that you got in the event, because you had to spade it and it came without a talisman. And it took a while. So while I have a bit of experience how the plane works, you also can complain about the bomb load. I think it's good for such an assault strike fighter, whatever you want to call it. And I destroyed the first base, but now the message, hostile team has lost all its vehicles. And just a few seconds, I dropped the bomb, but it takes a few seconds. And those are a few seconds too long that it takes. And that's the end. The A26 is a fantastic plane. However, it also has some ridiculous energy retention, and you can use it as a very fast P-38 kind of. But it compresses over 600, so you have to really know what you're doing. And for my 3 kills and the additional stuff, I got 90,800 silver lines and 5,612 research points. And I finally got the new turrets. And the turrets, the 12.7s, they are really necessary to perform really well in this plane. So, first place with 3,769 score points, nearly doubling or more than doubling the result of the second one in the team. So that's it for this double feature gameplay. I hope you enjoyed it. The results for the Wyvern were a bit different. I got 78,000 silver lines and 6,807 research points. So I left the battle before it was over because it dragged out quite some time, and I hope you don't mind. Let me know in the comment section how you enjoyed this episode. of the average gameplay, and if I should, you know, really continue this sort of mixed battle. The response for the first one was quite impressive, so I made the second one quite a little bit different, but you know, this is just how the matches go. It's not always perfect gameplay in terms of planes, but you know, there are always situations that deny you just the perfect gameplay, so to speak. The perfect use of planes is always quite something. And yeah, at the end of the day, I hope you liked it, and give it a like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more, and we will see each other in the skies of War Thunder.